Went to Villa. Difficult place to go, because you just don't know which Tottenham's going to turn up anymore. Last time I made a video, it still looked like we might win the league. So here's a quick recap of how our season fell apart, using the noises I made at the time. Ah, ooh, ah, ugh, yes, no, shit, fuck, ah, run at her by all you You up to speed? Good. Meet Tim at the station about 3 minutes before the train leaves, so we grab the Marks Spencer's lager and pretend not to understand how queuing works. There's no train from Euston, so the cheap train is well crowded, including this bloke who's decided to support the Decepticons, despite what they did to the Earth in Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen. The paper shop is closed, so we have to make our own old school entertainment by playing slapsies, which I win, Thumb Wars, which Tim wins, but only because I shut my thumb in the door, and Mercy, which Tim wins because when it comes to pain-based hand games, Tim is basically Satan. The train goes round the houses, which is nice because I've always wanted to see rural Azerbaijan. Oh look, Gerard's Cross. Yeah, well, he gets like that when he's in a nightclub and you're refusing to play Phil Collins. We've been on the train ages and Tim needs a slash, but he can't get the bog because there's too many people. So he drinks more beer and hopes it goes away. It doesn't, and by the time we get to Birmingham, he's practically crying piss. One toilet stop later and we head to the Aston Villa club shop, where you can buy a picture commemorating Darren Bent's Villa debut, which is funny because we spent years trying to forget his Spurs one. Tim thinks about buying the latest Paul McGrath album, but he settles for a packet of Aston Villa wine gums and a postcard of Jermaine Jenas. Outside on the bench, we eat the wine gums and throw the Jenas picture in the bin. Best £2.79 we've ever spent. In the centre of town, they've got some really weird statues. Jibril Cisse, Stephen Ireland, and a woman sitting in a pond flicking the bean, which is really messed up when you think all she's got to look at is that freaky Stephen Ireland cat mutant. Take my word for it, masturbating while looking at Stephen Ireland isn't easy. Ready? Go. See what I mean? We tried to find a pub that's open, struggle, and settle for the Witherspoons in the town centre, which turns out to be Sven-Goran Eriksson's local. We have a few drinks and Tim plays a game of who can do the best impression of John Terry eating some wine gums. He wins at that too. We finish the sweets, get a crowded train to Villa Park and head towards the oh you've got to be fucking kidding me. Villa Park is a great old stadium, beautiful from the outside, as shit as any other from the inside. We get stocked up on pie and chips, but they won't sell us any beer because of something that happened a couple of years ago. Which is weird because I don't know how they found out about me shitting in my aunt's sink. We finish our pie and chips and it takes ages to get in the stand because apparently they didn't know how to build stadium concourses in ancient Egypt. We get to our seats just in time for kick-off, and Villa nearly scores straight away, and then we do, and then they do. Then we call the Villa fans then they call us then we call them again. Still nothing? No, me neither. Right on 19 minutes, the whole stadium breaks into applause for Stilian Petrov, a good man in a game where there aren't many of them. Start thinking about how we football fans have discovered a shared sense of humanity together this season. Then the clapping ends and we all call each other again. We go close again, Emil Heskey falls over, Emil Heskey gets up, Emil Heskey falls over again, and then out of nowhere, Potshot takes a massive deflection and Villa in the lead. We go in at half-time somehow losing, and we're on the verge of losing our Champions League place. And do you know what? I hate football, and I hope the proposal that happens at half-time ends in a bitter and painful divorce. The second half kicks off with Danny Rose diving in and kicking Alan Hutton's leg off. Rose gets sent off and Hutton leaves the field in tears, which is weird because the only thing that normally does that to him is 14 cans of Special Brew and a copy of The Little Mermaid. And yet somehow we're better with 10. Sandro wins every tackle and Adebayo runs and holds the ball up and lays it off and plays like he gives a shit. We need a goal. God, if you exist, just give us a goal. Just one. Yes, penalty, that'll do. Adebayo thumps it home and at last it feels like we might do this. Oh, what's the point? We don't score. We only need one more measly goal to finish third, but we can't get it. Which is doubly unfair because a week later our former goalie lets in 3 proper grobbelars against the Arsenal and we end up finishing 4th. Which is triply unfair because next week we only need the Germans to beat Chelsea to secure our spot in the Champions League, but they let themselves down massively, just like they did between 1933 and 1945. It's basically the most unfair thing in the world ever, and a list that runs this, 9/11, slavery, and that thumb war me and Tim had earlier. All we try to do is introduce a bit of excitement into football, a bit of romance, take it out for a classy meal, treat it with a bit of respect, and show it we're not like the other teams. And all it does is lead us into a dark alleyway, hold us down, and do us up the wrong un. It's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it?